Well, we did a tempo scrim yesterday, like against Fire. Our first block, we double blocked yesterday.
Okay.
So we're just
What?
working on like tempo and which team goes first and stuff like that.
Okay. What does it mean more specific?
Well, like you just try and keep tempo when you need to. So like in Brawl, you try and make like the first move or get like the first couple picks or something like that.
Hmm. Okay.
And like with 6-man, it's like play off of hacks and engages.
Yeah, that's for me like a really general goal to focus on, to be honest. But if it was useful, like, have you talked about afterwards, or like make a quick, kind of quick summary afterwards, like if we accomplish this goal or not?
Not really, no.
Then let's do
Not
it.
really, because we had a double block yesterday,
Uh,
so we couldn't.
then let's do it now. Maybe like, do you still remember something from yesterday? The first block? Do you feel like you have accomplished this goal?
I think we did towards the end. The
Yeah,
Yeah.
start of the scrim was pretty rough, but
I feel like once we had good comms, we played well. Like we
Yeah.
reached our goal, but at the start we just weren't calming properly, so we did not reach our goal. Yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, I don't like, again, like, obviously, you do your own stuff. Like, I'm not, obviously, it's just like opinions that I have. Don't want to be like here, like, this is wrong or right. But from what you just told me, like, your goal was to practice your tempo. And then when I asked you, like, have you accomplished your goal? You say, yeah, if we made this and this. Then I would assume, or like, I would prefer next time you make goals that you just say, like, hey, let's focus on comms. Because if we know that we do comms right, we have to sample a bit more, or like, I don't know, like a goal should never be like let's win, like as a practice goal, because I mean, okay, for winning we need to do like this and this stuff, so why not like focus in the goal on doing this instead of tempoing. Like if tempo would be a problem, that like of course I guess I know what you mean with tempo for sure. But if you like have a problem of, I don't know, playing too passive, you want to play more reactive, or sorry, more active. You want to be like always making the first engage, and this could be a specific goal. You say like, hey, next time we play brawl, our specific goal is to engage first. Again, will not always happen. Also, like, I mean, if I don't know, if we are down one, I guess we don't want to, or like, I don't know. Like, of course, there will be situations. But generally speaking, our specific goal is to do it. Then this, I think, is also like way easier to practice, because it's way more clear for everybody. Everybody can make his own personal goal out of it. So it's like you feel, or like you personally grow kind of with the situation. Or no, that's stupid. Like you personally, I don't know. You have a personal responsibility, because it's like when you say things like, "Let's work on our comms." I have never seen a team that said, "Let's work on our comms," actually improve. Why? Because 99% of the times, at least it's just my experience, I don't know if it's different with you, is that when you say like, let's work on our comms, our DPS player thinks, yeah, the main tank has to talk right now. Our main tank thinks, the DPS player has to say something now. Our healer thinks, yeah, I don't have to say anything. I have nothing to say. I will just be quiet. Like, like everybody kind of like puts the responsibility of somebody else. Of course, yeah, sure, that I always kind of these specific things of like, hey, when we ult track, it's obviously like mostly this guy and stuff like this. But then if there's a problem with comms or whatever it is, I would recommend for you to make it like specific. Let's say like, hey, in a mid fight, we never do the same thing. This is our problem. This is what we recognize. Okay, like how can we work on this? Yeah, we need to have better comms. Yeah, okay, great. Have better comms. Okay, like how actually do we want to do it? Like, do we want that our main tank is more dominant in his calling, that he like always shows the way? I guess this is one way. Do we want to make it a more democratic way, that basically everybody is just saying what he wants, which I personally like it more? Or do you want to, I don't know, do it something else? Like just have another way of doing it. But I feel like when you make it like as specific, it is easier to do, and also way easier when after the scrum, where you should ask yourself the question like, hey, have we accomplished our goal today? You can like way easier say yes or no, or like say, yeah, we did it, or maybe even like as you said, like, hey, we did it, but we were really like occupied because of this and this happened, and we say, okay, like, was this something we can avoid, and it will be perfect, and it's kind of another thing we can look forward to. But yeah, this is just kind of my reasoning behind why I feel like working on tempo might be a little bit of a too big of a topic to kind of go over in one scrim. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like again, like I really don't want to like say like, hey, don't do this anymore. Like it's you have to think like you have to find your own opinion. But yeah, okay. So I mean that's also like normally what I do basically. You know, when I coach, for example, my team, like we like for example we have a schedule that we always meet before half an hour. Some teams don't do it. Like we just I don't know. It's like it works for us basically. Talk about the goal. Maybe go over some 1 or 2 fights from the last scrum. See like okay, you know, like to find some situations that we actually have some more specific things to work on. Then we scrim, we focus on this goal, and then afterwards we just kind of 5 minutes after the scrum we just ask the question, or like 5 minutes, not more. We just say like, hey, have we accomplished our goal? Everybody just throws in his opinion, and mostly it's just to answer the question: do we have to like practice it again, or do we have to practice something else, or do we find something else that we kind of noticed? Like, you know, like I don't know. As you said, that our comms when they were really good, then our goal we also could accomplish our goal way easier. If our comms were really bad, then then maybe next time we can work on making our comms all the time really good, for example, you know, and then we automatically also know that the tempo will be way better. Okay, so sorry, I don't want to kind of went on a headache here, but on tangent. But yeah, okay, so like you worked in tempo. I mean, if you want, we can also like review it a little bit to see if it works or not, or like maybe like go in specific. If not, you said we wanted to like we last time we talked about double bubble. So no, sorry, like you already like I asked you already a question like what do you want to talk about today? And you had 2 things you said, like, right? Wasn't it like fight planning and comms or something?
Comms and target focus.
Comms and target focus. Okay. So I guess then if we already like put this as a focus for the day, then let's do it. I guess in the coaching, the channel there, the thing from Fox, the what is for the scrum.
Yeah, that was our second block last night.
Okay. Do you feel like this is useful? Like, can we use it? Like, can we just go over it a little bit and focus on our comms and I don't know. I'm a goldfish. Like, what was the second thing? Target focus. Target focus. Yeah.
Target focus.
Yeah, target focus. Should we like, or do you feel like this would help you as a team right now, or do we want to talk about like for example last time we didn't really went over some examples from double bubble, we just kind of talked about the theory, something this like what do you feel like as a team would help you the most right now? All right, then it was a nice session. See you soon. Oh, okay, sorry. All right. No, it's all fine. No, like obviously, like it's not an easy question, but yeah, I think like maybe then like if you have no strong opinions about this, nobody really like wants to voice anything, then how about we just talk about the comms, because as I always say, you know, like we have OD in 2 months or something like this, so we don't know if double bubble will be played there, so why putting more hours in or more time into learning double bubble yet if we're not sure if it will be played. I think the concept of double bubble and like this whole concept of playing hybrid compositions, I feel like, at least me personally, I think it's really interesting, or it's really useful to know, because if you want to understand it, you know, it's this different like, hey, like when do we go when do we kind of play this play style, when do we do this other play style, like for example diving and brawling as we had it, or playing slow and fast, or like whatever you want to, you know, like say and use as a word. If you like have this ones, you can obviously easily also apply to other hybrid compositions, or you can just put, I don't know, like there is no direct definition of like what is a hybrid composition. You can also say there's a Richter comp is a hybrid with the brick, because you can brawl and you can spam like sheer, you know, like, again, like it's not like science, it's just whatever you feel works, then it works. And but in both ways, doesn't matter what you describe or like what you think about it, you still have to be on the same page. And the jobs, like there will most likely be a different focus of what is your job. Like, you know what you have to do in this composition. Like, can you follow me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then let's talk about comps. Can you hear this? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, any like I don't know. Normally the first scrim or the first game is a little bit to warm up, but you already had this block before. So do you just want to just start here? Do you feel like the middle is better? Is there any specific map that you feel like, hey, we?
I
don't know.
feel like we should just start from the beginning because we're kind of warmed up
All
from
right.
the first scrim, so I think it's good to go.
And this was with a ringer, right? Like the Sombra is the ringer here.
Yeah, this is our Moira's a ringer.
Oh, the Moira's the ringer.
Like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Then I guess we just kind of take a look at this. So obviously, as you said, like your focus was, or like what we want to focus now in this making this review a little bit is communication in general and more specific target focus. Then we're playing now the kind of this double this diving, like this rush composition. So who like what do you like? Can you describe target focus more? Like, do you feel like target focus when we engage in mid fight, or like what do you think? Like, I don't know. Like, what would be perfect for you? What would be the perfect way to go?
I think it's definitely like mid fight. We focus with like target focus.
Okay.
Like at the start, it's not too bad, and towards the end, it's also not too bad. But like especially in the middle, like there's like 3 different people on like 2 different targets.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely. So obviously we are now when we listen to it, we will focus mostly on like does the group know which target we attack? Like I specifically like said it like this way because if we all know, I don't know, like that we all attack the Reinhardt and we all do, then we don't have to like I don't want to have somebody like just 24/7 saying like the names of heroes. Like this is not the way to go, you know. So if we like say okay, Ryan, still Ryan, you know, it's completely fine for me as target focus. As at least for me personally. Again, like obviously communication is a team thing. You can do it completely different. Yeah, but you get what I mean with this. Like it's I don't think we want to have like always shouting somebody for non-stop. Or do you have a different opinion? Anybody? Do you want that Fox, for example, like shouts the target the whole time, 24/7?
Oh,
Do you
Like that. Are we still on Ryan?
Is he lag out again?
I think you lagged out again.
Oh, there we go.
What?
Oh,
Wait.
Oh,
lagged
you
out.
lagged
I-
out for like.
I lagged out.
minute
Okay.
or so.
I don't know why this happens.
Yeah,
My question was basically just like how would you love to have the target focus in the mid fight? Like how would it sound like? Like obviously the goal is that everybody's always on the same page, right? Or like on the same
Yeah.
target. So do you want to have somebody like shouting the whole time to target, or is it just like did we remember or
I
like,
feel like it's just like we're kind of lacking like the common knowledge, I guess, like who to shoot at. I feel like.
yeah.
oh, so it's an understanding problem, not even a
Yeah, I feel like
I think
that's mostly what it is, because there's like people calling like one target and then there's people calling like another, and
okay.
like from what I've noticed, I think there's like a clear like there's like a very clear target that you should be going on, but maybe I'm wrong. Like I don't know.
I mean, then let's go and light us. What do you think is let's just give you an example here.
So like I'm
Go.
playing Sombra, right?
Yeah.
If I hack
Okay,
the
the
diva
monkey.
and she's like in the middle of our team, I feel like our team should shoot the diva, right, instead of the monkey.
I just wanted like real quick, like see, like perfect. So okay, mirror matchup. Okay, sorry, keep going. So
So I was saying if I like hack the diva and she's like in the middle of our team, I
Yeah.
feel like we just kill the diva instead of like rushing at the monkey. Which is something we tend to do a lot as a team. We'll just like ignore the diva and just go on the monkey instead.
okay, the others.
I think
Agree, not
that's
agree?
true, but at the same time, if it's a full HP hacked diva, or like a 200 HP monkey, then I'm just not sure who to go on.
It's like if I hack the diva and she's like in the middle of our team, I mean, that's more or less what I meant.
Yeah.
I feel like if you hack the diva, the Reaper can't get aggressive and the monkey can't get saved, so we just run into them on the monkey.
Yeah, but I'm
And they just
specifically
fall apart.
talking about when the diva is in the middle of our team.
Oh, when the
I'm not talking
diva's in the
about-
team, I
yeah.
guess we go on the fucking diva. I don't know.
Yeah.
But did you notice something like when we just talked about this? It's not always so clear, right? Like I mean, obviously, yeah, like you try to make it like a super 100%. It basically said if the diva is in front of our spawn and the whole team is in their spawn, then we attack the diva, right? Like this is kind of what you try to formulate there. So like,
Yeah.
so that's obviously like kind of clear, or like the way you also like try to like argument
Make
this,
it
but
like specific.
yeah, but obviously like you notice, like even though you have this kind of really clear, or you said before you have a really clear mind in your mind, like really clear what we have to attack, but even in this really specific situation that you kind of try to assemble, there were still different opinions. So now imagine if there's like a monkey and a diva, both have no cooldowns and they're like right next to each other. Like how do you maybe you personally have obviously everybody has a personal preference in this moment, but obviously it depends also highly on what informations you have, aka like where are you positioned, what do you see, what do you know, what's going on in your head.
That's kind of what I meant. Like I meant like for me, like there's a clear like a target, but like we're not all going on that target. So like how do we all focus the same target, like get in the mindset too, or like what target should we focus?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, how do we do it, team? How do we do it?
Listen to the primary shot caller.
Okay, who is the primary shot caller?
Who is the primary shot caller in this call?
I feel like it should be Sombra. Yeah.
It should be Sombra as primary, and Sombra goes down. That should be Monkey.
I disagree. I think it should be Reaper, secondary.
Oh yeah, because most amount of damage. Yeah.
Gamas, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So basically what we want is our Reaper that mostly calls what target we should attack. It's like this, that's what we want, right? That our Reaper says mostly what...
Yeah, I think you listen to a hack target, and if I don't have a hack target, you listen to Karma's. I think that's just the way we should do it.
Okay. And if I don't know, the enemy diva is like in our team right now, not hacked, but he has no cooldowns. Let's say like this, and we know it. I don't know, and Karma stats is in front of the enemy monkey, so he will call the monkey, right? So do we follow on the monkey or do we follow on the diva then?
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I want to decide, because that happened like a couple times where like I was looking at the diva behind and I was calling the diva, but then they were like pushing into the monkey. So
yeah. So team, what do we do? Like it's obviously not an easy situation. If I don't, please just say.
Yeah, I think we should turn on the diva there if the Sombra's calling it. I just feel like the Sombra will have the most, like...
Yeah. And what's if...
She'll have the best outlook on it.
Yeah, okay, and what's if Arusha is saying it? Diva behind, no cooldowns. Karmas, you want, like, or the team said before that kind of the Reaper is kind of a little bit of a primary shot caller. What do you think in these situations is best?
I think you can still blow up monkey like really fast.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm completely fine with it. Like I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Obviously, like kind of asked this question a little bit for a purpose. First of all, to show you that being on the same page is not easy. Attacking the same target, it sounds so easy, it sounds so like it's easy to kind of get frustrated over it, but it's not easy. Definitely not. And it's also not like it's not always right, you know, or like, or, no, that's wrong. Like, how can I say? Like, it's not always the team that wins that makes like. Oh, that's also wrong to say. How can I pronounce this? I don't think it's the most important thing that you always make the right decisions as teams. I think it's the most important thing that all 6 of you are making the same decision. And if you attack the diva all 6, or like you all have the mindset of like, hey, we attack diva, which obviously means that not everybody attacks diva, but it means that I don't know, like our Lucio whoops away the monkey instead, our diva maybe DMs the Reaper, you know, and like, you know, that if the target is a diva, obviously we do certain actions to either help killing the diva or prevent them to support the diva, you know, like in I mean, obviously, as we know it. Like, I don't know, our monkey, you know, like if we take the diva, maybe our monkey like bubbles the diva so she can get healed instead of bubbling the monkey, what we would normally do, or whatever, you know, like, I guess, like, you can follow me on this?
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously, that would be terrible if the monkey kind of, let's say, like, he thinks that the monkey is best target, and then he can, I don't know, does something aggressive for the monkey, against the monkey, and then our Lucio whoops him away because our target is the diva in this case, and this obviously is shit. And this is kind of what we need to avoid in the highest cost, because then it really comes to a big problem that we use resources where we cannot follow up. So basically, and we will listen to it in a second. I just will stop talking, but I just want to finish this one thought, is that if we want to like zoom out a little bit of this target focus, like, why do we even target focus? Target. So we just said, you know, like, we target focus because we want to have like why can I not? Do you see this? I cannot draw on the left side. I cannot draw on the. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, sorry. Yeah, why do we target focus? Because, or like target call? Because we want to have like 6 men or like the whole team being on the same page. So like, but obviously that we all 6 on the same page does not always mean that we like, is like, target calling is kind of just one of those things that help us to get on the same page, which obviously is great, you know, like, it's always great. Like, target calling is one of the easiest ways. Also, that's why obviously I guess every coach also references it, or like every time every team is obviously doing it. I mean, super important, but it's not always the same thing. We can also say like, what are other ways to be on the same page? I give some example. For example, let's say that we want to push. Imagine we're playing this matchup here. Obviously, we talked about this in theory already, or like any like brawl matchup. I mean, how often have you played a brawl matchup, right? Like, I guess all of us agree that in a normal Reinhardt brawl matchup, like, let's say, you know, super standard like Ryan, Diva, May, McCree, and Lucio Baptiste, the first target is the Ryan. Correct? I guess we can, like, generally speaking, we can all agree on this, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So the only question is, do we kind of execute it now? Like, do we now go aggressive? Like, is our Reinhardt now swinging instead of holding shield? Do we kind of now, you know, like, push instead of like going for a flank or something like this as a McCree? So we like to bring us on the same page. We don't really need a target for this. Like, it doesn't really help us if we say like Ryan. We just need to make kind of the call. Okay, I push, or like I swing, or like let's push, or whatever, you know. Or like, we can also make the opposite. The opposite would be let's play slow, or let's peel, or whatever. Then we should immediately know, okay, for example, the Reinhardt will not. He will play more defensively. Our McCree will maybe like try to go for flanks instead of looking for flashbang the Ryan. Like, I don't know, like, all of these things. Like, it's the same thing. Like, this is also just another way of kind of making us, like, bringing us on the same page. Do you know what I want to get at here? Like, do you understand my thought process?
Yeah.
What do you feel like in the mid fights, especially? Like, what another kind of calls or like ways to bring you on the same page? Anything else that comes out of in your mind? Basically, look for like what situations, what callouts do you do that makes your whole team do the same thing? We have now push, or like slow, play slow. We have like obviously a target. Be sure we can also find something else.
Would it be like cooldown usage?
Explain a bit more.
So like if like a tracer, or like if a Zarya uses like personal bubble, that's like a target, I guess, that you could go on.
Okay. What do the others think about this?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's probably an important one. I can't really. I don't really know how to explain it, but like, it's kind of like fight planning, like just calling to use ultimates, I guess.
Yeah, okay. It's sorry, like you open up a different path. I'm still on Desire, like cooldown thing. Like basically what you have to ask yourself, and like there is no right or wrong answer here, by the way. You know, like I don't know, like if it's really not me telling you like this is right or wrong. It's just you need to ask yourself if, let's say, our Sombra says Desire has no bubble. Do we all know what we do now?
Well, I guess not.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
like I don't know, like I guess there are different situations. Like if we for example if we planned ahead, you know, we like make a mid fight or like a fight plan and say like, hey, I don't know, we grab and go aggressive when Desire has no bubble. Sure. Then your call of saying like, hey, Desire has no cooldown, like no cooldown, I guess means that we immediately kind of all 6 of us know what we do now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this the same thing in the mid fight that we, you know, like, it's not really like, let's say, a pre-planned thing, and you say like, hey, Desire no bubbles. Does it help us to like bring us on the same page? Like I don't know. I'm by the way, I'm not saying that this is, I mean, this is an amazing call. Like it's a really important call also, and everybody should do these calls. But I think these are like more like, you know, information calls. You kind of give a certain info like McCree is left, they have beat, Zaya is in a bubble. You know, these are information calls, which I think are super helpful and super important also to do. But the others, like what we're looking for here a little bit, are kind of action calls that make us, you know, like something that, like, if you say like push, it's not an information. It's like we do something now. If we like saying Ryan, it's not like information like, hey, Ryan is there. It's like we go on this Ryan. And just to like finish this thing here, like what you said for sure is, I would say it's kind of something like, I would just kind of say like plan. If we have any form of plan, also what like Folks kind of mentioned at this a little bit, or like I guess completely mentioned, is if we obviously have a plan, let's say, I don't know, we want to nanoblade, and our Genji says, okay, we nanoblade when they use trends. Yeah, then okay, like they use trends, either we call it out as information, or Genji just sees it. I don't care. We kind of make an action for it. So and we all on the same page. Like we know immediately, okay, like if we nanoblade now, we all know kind of what this means. Like I don't know if this is always the right thing, but I don't know. I guess the monkeys jump in and we just go aggressive. We nano the Genji, obviously, and yeah, all of this stuff, right? Like everybody is still with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then like I don't know. Can we find anything else also? Like we have now like the kind of, you know, some way of a plan. Callouts when we make like, or when we like push or just playing slow, things like this. When we have a target. Anything else that help us to be on the same page?
I'm not sure.
I mean, don't be like. I also don't know if there's more. Like, I haven't heard the comps yet, and I have one thing in my mind. But I mean, like I said, there's no right or wrong. Like, please, if you just like, you can also just think openly, or like, you know, if you also say like, hey, there is nothing more, then sure, it's also okay. Sadly, I cannot see your faces, so I don't know which kind of are you thinking or not, or if it's just like waiting for the answer.
I'm thinking, I'm just not sure. I
Yeah,
thought it would have been
Yeah,
something like cooldown
same.
related, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing that came into my head was something, you know, like a rotation. Let's go like left side, right side. I guess maybe you can also put it into plan, right? Like, because I was thinking more about this mid side things, you know, like let's or like, oh, I have it, like let's group up, you know, maybe things like this, like let's group, or let's yeah, I don't know, let's
or like stabilize or whatever.
stabilize, yeah,
Yeah.
things like this. Maybe this I think are nice calls. Sure, I guess like I don't know that we can, I guess, put them here or here in this category or something. But I think like this is also like calls. I guess everybody knows if you say like let's group or let's stabilize. I guess we all know kind of what it means, right? I guess stabilize would be more here. Maybe grouped is then. I think we can still push and say grouped or something like this. You know, like I think it's not group. Yeah, things like this I think is also kind of calls that help us to recover. Yeah, but obviously like the goal is not to like to find anything like, but like I hope like or like why I was telling you all of this. I hope I could kind of show you a little bit like what you're asking when we like, you know, the first question was, hey, let's focus on our target calling, our target calling is bad in mid-fight. That's kind of what you're saying, and we definitely like do this also now. But I kind of just wanted to show a little bit that target calling is, at least in my opinion, just like kind of one thing that brings us together. Could also be other things. Of course, target calling is still always really important. Especially in the mid-fights where it's a little more chaotic, and just pushing maybe doesn't always mean killing the Reinhardt, because Reinhardt is already dead. But yeah, so maybe like when we like listen to this, especially in the mid-fights, we can also like hear like be a little bit open, or like keep your ears open also to like this kind of group calls or like planning and stuff like this if this is happening, and then we can just think about it. Okay. Any questions or anything you want to say before we just listen to it a little bit?
Nope.
No? Alright, perfect. Then let's delete this, and yeah, I will just kind of play like, let's say like 1 or 2 or 3 fights, and then we can like talk about it. Like if you really like I don't know, notice something, then maybe like make yourself a note or something like this, that you know like when it was. But yeah, basically the question I will ask afterwards is kind of like related to the thing. You know, like, was there any situation where you felt like we did this really well, target calling? Was there any situation where you felt like we could do it better? And obviously the follow-up question for me will be afterwards, how can we do it better? Like, what do you expect to call, or like what action or information calls do you expect us to do in this moment to not make this mistake? Like, this will be the kind of the questions I will ask afterwards. So let's just watch like 2 or 3 fights or something like this, and then yeah.
I'm playing bottom right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Just one time, and then I'll do it next time I have.
Sorry, like one more thing. I don't care about the plans at all. Like I don't care about like, do we like I don't want to answer yeah, we should have like not EMP'd and this, and then we would have won. Like I don't care about this. Like I really literally care only about like this mid-fight situations. If we like are kind of on the same page, or like is there target calling that is missing, or like do we do something like good and stuff like this, and not if we lose or win is completely irrelevant in this case.
Okay.
I just woke up their Sombra, yeah. She shot me out of Invis too. She literally shot me out of Invis.
Alright, get ready to take a fight where our Reaper is.
Okay.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Are you ready?
I
Yeah.
don't know if they're checking the corner
Just wait.
or not. They
They're
aren't.
Alright, they're not
Ready to
going.
go?
Just let them through.
Sombra hack,
Alright,
Sombra hack.
let's push. Let's go. Monkey.
Go. I got killed mid TP again. That's fun.
Alright, just
Monkey. Just spam them. Monkey.
Just play for Cole.
Play for Cole.
Very close to me.
Yeah.
Very close to me.
Monkey's so low.
We're very close to Cole too. Alright, go for Cole.
Yeah.
I can primal soon. Can we get on Monkey? I'm primaling.
Monkey one.
I'm almost there.
Diva win. Monkey again.
This show.
Oh, wait, I gave him to you.
Winnable.
Yeah, Reaper half. Reaper in the Wraith.
Diva one.
Just keep stalling.
This motherfucker passed me the Reaper, bro.
Did I get hacked out of Remag?
I would just skip forward here a little bit.
They're holding high ground. Can you just come through hookah?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta find Lucio. Give me 2 seconds.
Nance's coming.
He's just in top.
Wait, Monkey.
Right, they're flanking.
Can we look for it
I'm
here?
EMPing. Go.
I'm more. Or Monkey, sorry.
I ulted
I
nothing.
got more.
Yep, Monkey Reaper.
Diva hack.
Go on.
Lucio feeding.
Lucio.
Yep,
More on a fade.
Diva.
Coming. I'm on Monkey soon.
Diva
hack.
Monkey half.
Monkey.
Okay.
Lucio. Baby one.
Monkey one.
now.
Sombra.
Sombra.
Alright, nice. What do they use?
And one more.
They have.
Let's do
Moira's,
another
like,
EMP.
searching.
Yeah, Moira's main.
Yeah,
they're coming
more
hookah.
is
They're
like
coming hookah.
hard imping for me.
I pretty much
right?
have. I pretty much have it.
Let's. Can we aggress here? Are we ready? 3,
Hey,
2, 1. Go. They're all in. Wait, Monkey. Dead. Lucio on the right.
Lucio 1, Lucio 1.
Reaper
Oh,
one.
I had the TP out. I had the
Reaper no
TP
range.
out.
I got hacked. I
Lucio.
got hacked out of coal.
Diva's high ground. Yeah, Diva
I
high
had
ground.
the TP out. I had the TP out.
Diva's in the stairs. One
Reaper
more.
one.
We're hacked. We're hacked main.
point,
We're
other
hacked
point.
in Nuka. We're hacked in Nuka.
I'm coming.
Nice.
So nice.
The Reapers are with her.
Reaper one.
Reaper and Moira.
And where's one? Where's
Yeah,
one?
Moira's-
Alright. Let's rewatch the first fight again. So that kind of refresh our memories, and then it's kind of this will be the first fight we talk about.
Coming, they're coming.
Are you ready?
I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
if they're checking the corner
Just wait.
or not.
They're not
They
there.
aren't.
Alright, they're not
Ready to
going.
go?
Just let them through. Let them through.
Sombra hack. Sombra
Alright,
hack.
let's push. Let's go. Go. Monkey. 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 Go. 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 Go.
I got killed mid TP again. That's fun.
Alright, just
Monkey.
monkey.
Just spam them. Monkey.
Just play for Cole. Play for Cole.
Play
Very
for
close to
goal.
me.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
close to me.
Monkey's so low.
We're very close to Cole too.
Diva.
Alright, go for Cole. I can primal soon. Can we get on monkey? Monkey. I'm primaling.
Monkey one.
I'm almost there.
Diva win. Monkey again.
This show.
Oh, wait, I gave him to you.
Winnable.
Yeah, Reaper half. Reaper no wraith.
Diva 1.
Alright. Yeah. Obviously know the questions. So is there anything that you felt like we did really well on these topics that we wanted to discuss? Anything you felt like there was weak, we should have done it better? Yeah.
I liked the call to take the fight there since we had the Reaper behind, but then once the fight started, we called that we hacked Sombra, but then since the monkey just used both his cooldowns to get in, I figured we should focus him, but maybe that was wrong.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a good call. Like to focus on the monkey. The monkey went in kind of alone. So.
Yeah. Do you felt like this like again, like I don't really mind so much about this about the like it was right or wrong, the focus monkey not, but do you felt like we were on the same page here, like all that we kind of communicated this properly, that we go in the monkey? Or
I don't think so. Especially like towards the middle of the fight, we were calling like Pancake was like juggling a Reaper,
Yeah.
and then we were calling like Monkey and Diva.
True.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it
then
wa-
somehow we killed a Lucio too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I was the midfight, sorry.
I'll
I was,
give you
like,
a
you mean
Reaper.
here, like when we called the monkey?
I think so. Around here.
That's
Very close to Cole too.
Diva.
Alright, go for Cole.
Diva.
I can primal soon. Can we get on monkey? I'm primaling.
Monkey one.
I'm almost there.
Diva win. Monkey again.
This show.
Oh, wait, I gave him to you.
okay. So basically, Fox, what you're saying is that it was not so good that we switched target there, and that we haven't really communicated it properly. Like, or like, what would you like to change? Basically, like, how would you like to have the call to be, the communication wise?
I think it's fine that we started on the monkey when he jumped in, but then once he got out, I feel like we just kind of fell apart. We should have like reassessed who we could go on there.
Yeah.
And then
We could have
I
just
guess we
called to
did go on the
stabilize as
Diva.
well or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, sure. There's definitely options. I just think like what you're saying right now is these are kind of more like strategical things or like decision making. Like you kind of I obviously this I don't want to say like I do it perfectly, but I also feel like basically like I think when we do this kind of review, it's kind of important that we kind of focus on the things that we want to actually focus on. And obviously we were focused right now on the communication, and do we kind of basically on target calling, like on target calling, or like in the bigger topics, like do we do the same thing, like same page? This is kind of the main question. Like, are we on the same page? And especially like, do we do it with target calling, or do we have like other calls that do it? Like, or are we not on the same page? So when I ask like what do we do right or wrong, then I'm not meaning like do we like make the right decisions or not. I just mean like, hey, are we in the same page here? Where are we in the same page, in which situation, and where are we not, and could we like do it better? Like, I don't care if we take the monkey or not. I think actually for this in this moment, if we just listen to it again, I think the communication was good about the target switch and stuff. Was it a good decision, a right decision to take the monkey or the Diva? Like, I don't know, but I feel like it was like clearly communicated. I think there was no misjudging. Like, everybody should know that right now we take the monkey, now we take the Diva. Let's listen to it again.
Yeah.
It's a low.
We're very close to Cole too.
Diva.
Alright, go for Cole. I can primal soon. Can we get on monkey? I'm primaling.
Monkey one.
I'm almost there.
Diva win. Monkey again.
This show.
Oh, wait.
Like I think it was kind of really clear that we called at least. So again, was this the right decision or not? I don't know. I have no idea if this was the right decision, but I think the at least the, like how we communicated it with like Monkey won, and then we said okay, Diva now won, and we clearly said this, and then we said the Monkey again. I think was fine. Like, is it okay? Like, do you agree with this or want to challenge this there?
No, I agree with that. I just meant like I felt like everyone was just kind of all over the place in this
Yeah.
fight. That's more or less what I meant.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Like, yeah, we were calling like the targets, but were we actually all shooting at those targets? You know,
Yeah.
because they didn't die, and we killed the Lucio instead of the two tanks. So.
Yeah. I mean, sure. You know, for sure, like that is kind of a little bit of also a problem. Like Overwatch is obviously like it's so complex in this case that it's like just calling it is like it's kind of step one, and then step two is like actually listening to it, and like then also like can we even do it? You know, like just because we call this target doesn't mean that all of us can actually shoot this target. So obviously we shouldn't run through like 6 people to still shoot this target. We just shoot the best thing that we can in this moment. So if the Zombie just could only shoot the Lucio, then I guess it's the best shoot to kill the Lucio. Maybe she also don't have to say it. Like generally speaking, the kind of a I don't know, the rule kind of over the thumb is, or like in general, is that if you can kill this target and you're sure that you can kill this one, then you don't have to say it. Like, or like that doesn't have to be like a full target call. Like if you make something else than the team is doing, then you need to be sure that you accomplish your goal without any help, you know. And if you feel like, yeah, I can do this, then sure. You know, like basically what I'm saying is, if the Tracer wants to pulse bump the Ana in the backline, she will not communicate every move, you know, like I pulse bump now, or like, you know, she's like, okay, you just do it.
Okay.
And then sure, like of course you can call your intentions before, you say like, hey, like I will go on the backline this time, you know, and go for a pulse bomb. But if the Tracer is not expecting any support in any way, like no armor pack, no monkey jumping in, whatever, the Tracer is just doing it, right? Like it doesn't have to be like this. But yeah, so to just come back to the topic, I agree. I could also like obviously ask the question like, why is this? Like, were we just not listening, or were we like all over the place? Like, but to be honest, I don't even know, because I mean, we only in Monkey's POV, so I don't know if this is the
I think I
case.
was coming back from spawn.
Yeah.
That's why.
So yeah, I guess then it's also like one thing. Was there anything else that you noticed from this fight? I know we talked about this topic now long, but maybe the others, anything? Any situation? Okay, no, I have something actually. I've understood.
Monkey.
Go.
Like I think here to start.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they're checking the corner
just wait.
or not.
So like, I think here now it was all clear kind of, that we obviously attacked the we kind of go aggressive here with the Reaper. It was all communicated. I think obviously we make like, I think the wrong decision is that our Diva peeks here and gets hacked from it. Obviously we should just wait. But I think this again, like this strategy is not a big of a problem. Then we do this for all the stuff, this whole engagement.
Alright, they're not
Ready to
going.
go.
Just let them through.
Chamber hack,
Alright,
chamber hack.
let's push this. Go. Monkey. Go.
Go
I got
go.
killed mid TP again. That's fun.
Monkey.
But in this moment, like from still Monkey is okay. Like I guess still go in this case. Still we go aggressive.
Monkey. Just spam them. Monkey.
Just play for Cole.
Yeah, but in this moment here, like play for call. I feel like from this moment on, like we also like already kind of go back a little bit. You see this? Like I'm not so sure if we are like still now on the same page. Like I feel like right now, let me say like play for call. Like what does it literally mean? Like and I don't know if this is if we're on the same page here, but I would say like like okay, like what does it mean? Like does it mean we just play like do we stay here, like right where we are? Do we kind of kite more? Do we kind of go on point? Like you have to tell me right now. Like do you like when you, or maybe try to remember what you did? Do you feel like you were like, I don't know, like is it all clear what we want to do when we call? Do you want to like have a more specific call, like let's go back behind point, or is like something like, you know, let's play for call or something like this good enough for you? Like do you understand what the team wants to do right now? Like I know it's a stupid, like a tough question. I also don't really know like how to phrase it maybe better. Basically what I'm asking, like, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I made the call, so it makes sense to me. But at the same time, I feel like we use that specific call a lot in our 6-man.
Yeah.
And just like when we want to just build up coal and just wait for it and then hard aggress with it into them.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I think it means to us.
And so basically that means for us we play defensive and we just hide, or can you describe it more?
This specific time, I think we were like 96 on coal or something. So I just played. I basically just hid until we got that last 4%, and then we went in.
Okay. And is the whole team also like do you say like, yeah, I expected, or like I kind of knew this, or I expected the same from it, or were you like more like, oh no, I actually thought that playing for coal means we just kind of go like, I don't know, spam or take damage, or I expected to be kind of go back completely? Like what, I mean, yeah, just like what do the others say? Like you play this comp also.
Like I think it's like you kite back just the tiniest bit and engage with speed with coal into them.
Okay.
To build, not much less like stand your ground or whatever, just like sit back, wait 2 seconds, then engage.
And we're all on the same page there.
Yeah, I don't think you take poke though. I don't think it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think it's a bad habit we have into 6 months.
Yeah, I
You
feel
always
like
take poke.
if you're backing off, you'll already be damaged, and you can get that last part.
Who's playing Moira in your comp?
He's not here, but I don't know.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
Iron
of course he's
Man.
there. Okay, yeah, I mean, but yeah, great. Then, if you're all on the same page, perfect. And is this also like, do you have you ever like kind of watched something, or like watched a match, or like maybe you played against a team and they felt like, or like said this thing of like, hey, like this was so clean, or like the enemy team felt so clean, or like this looked so clean. Like, have you ever made this comment on your team, on the enemy team, or whatever?
Yeah, we definitely have.
Yeah, like
especially when,
what do you
Baltrisa was matter.
what do you mean with this comment? Like it felt so clean.
Like it was just done well, like executed well, I guess.
Yeah, but why do you not say well, and why do you say clean? I'm sorry, maybe I'm also like having too much focus on this. Like,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
okay, like at least for me, I cannot again, like maybe it's just like too much for me, like too much interpretation there. But I think every time like I think about, oh wow, this was really clean, I feel like that, like it's kind of this moment, like, you know, okay, they do this, and like everybody kind of does the same, the right, like the same thing at the right time. Like there's no, it's not like, hey, we go back right now, we play for cold. That means everybody like immediately kind of, for example, hides. You know, like there's no peeking for the monkey. Like the PHP doesn't go under 223 right now because this was the call. You know, we all kind of do the exactly like this the appropriate thing in this moment. It's not somebody who like wants to try to be a little bit greedy and kind of, you know, like, okay, maybe I can poke one more, you know, stuff like this. I feel like this is where at least for me, I feel like, oh, okay, like this, I feel like, okay, this was really clean, you know, doing something without getting any damage or stuff like this. I feel like this is kind of super clean. And I know, I think maybe I go to the wrong topic here again, but I feel like this is what I've seen a lot, or like what I also like anticipate a little bit with Overwatch League, or maybe even like some Contenders teams, that when they do something, it's mostly like you either do it with your full attention, with your full purpose, with your full body, with your full heart, or you don't, you know. And when you said like, hey, we wait for cold here, you know, then from your answers, basically I expect that everybody then like fucking plays back, you know. There's no greedy peeking right now. There's no like, hey, I'm okay, we play back, but I one more shot, you know, like one more McCree shot, one more. Now, like if we say like we do this, then we literally do this like all together in this moment. And I think this is, yeah, I think this is like kind of what kind of also separates a little bit the good teams from the like very good teams. I had this feeling a lot when we played against British Hurricane, back like last year when they were not Overwatch League. They were all like, when they played Brawlers, was like always so clean. Like they made one movement, you know, like if they go in, they go in. Like all 6, there was no hesitation. Like they all made the same thing. If they go out, they all went out. You know, they never made this like, no, okay. Like it was always like, or like, and I think this was, I don't know. I think this has also a lot to do with like, you know, what we kind of try to talk about now a little bit. This whole topic of coordination, like being like doing something, and that's why I feel like it's important that If we now say like let's go monkey, that means kind of we all kind of go in. You know, we all have the same thing. If we say like okay, we play for Cole, that it's kind of a clear call. Like we all make the same thing. And this is kind of why I was also asking like, hey, is the call of you let's play for Cole like really clear for everybody? And you all said yes, so perfect. You know. But like, do you get where I'm coming from? And kind of do you also like feel like this is, or like maybe to finish the topic, I think like this is also like what we want with calling. You know, we started like talking about target calling at the start. That is kind of an issue. But I think like what we kind of aspire to, like what the kind of theoretically we always want, is like to make this kind of action calls, and then that everybody kind of literally reacts to it in a planned way or in a similar way, you know, without kind of so much hesitation. Does it make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's why, by the way, you have way more action calls, or like these things when you're playing a brawly stuff, or like maybe a dive thing, because perhaps like it's so much more important to agree together. When you play like any spam composition, like double shield or something like this, you have way less action calls. It's way more about like, okay, I just go back, or like, you know, like, or like stuff like this. But it's like because spam is so like more like split, and there's so much more about like individual things that it's less important, less impactful. Of course, you can still do it, you know, and say it, and you should. But like especially in the 6-man or like brawl or whatever, it's I think like so much more important to do this. Okay, let's just maybe like watch like next fight a little bit. I think there was nothing else.
Come on, people.
Mean people.
They have
They
B.
use Cole. They use Cole.
They use Cole.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
fucking
they-
lagging. Oh,
Alright, they're
I'm
holding
fine.
high ground. Can you just come through hookah?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta
Hookah,
find Lucio. Give me 2
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
Nance's
yeah.
coming, Nance's
No,
coming.
he's just
Hookah,
top.
Wait, monkey.
Right, they're
Turn on
flanking.
monkey.
They're flanking.
They're flanking.
Can we look for it
I'm
here?
in ping. Go.
More. Or monkey, sorry.
I ulted
I got
nothing.
monkey, I got more.
Yo, monkey Reaper, monkey
Ah,
Reaper.
keep it high.
Go on.
Lucio feeding.
Lucio.
Yo,
More in a fade.
Yeah. Anyone wants to has anything there that you want to bring up?
I think that fight was better.
Alright.
Yeah, I think everyone was stating their intent for that fight.
Like,
even
it
when-
wasn't
Went
like
on
perfect.
Moira and didn't kill her. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm like, at least you said going on Moira, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
It's
our
like,
target
I've got
focus wasn't,
Moira,
like,
you guys
perfect.
focus on Monkey.
Yeah, our target focus wasn't perfect, but I think it was a lot better than the fight before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. I also think the same. I think like we were like all were super clear what we do. Like we
Find Lucio. Give me 2
yeah,
seconds.
like yeah, we wait for Lucio and stuff like this, Lucio, and
Nance's coming, Nance's coming.
He's
Yeah.
just sleep top.
Wait, monkey.
Right, they're
Turn on
flanking.
monkey.
They're flanking.
Can we look for it
I'm
here?
in ping. Go.
yeah, can we go? Like okay, we imping going in, and then
More.
now we might get call on Moira. So I think it's also fine completely that you kind of follow on the Moira. Now we say that we go on, I think Monkey was right.
Monkey, sorry.
I
Yeah.
ulted nothing.
I got more.
Now we go Monkey. You say like okay, I got Moira for sure. Then you go for it. I think that perfectly. You know, we're all on the kind of on the kind of same page, even though we did something different. Obviously, another idea could just be, hey, you just leave the Moira alone, and you just kind of go to Monkey. It could also do this. Like, who cares about the Moira? You know, like if the Moira is not healing, I don't think she is killing somebody in our backline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think perfect. I think this when it comes to communication was really clean, really nice.
Monkey Reaper,
Ah, keep it high.
Go on.
Lucio feeding.
Lucio.
Yo,
More in a fade.
Sombra.
I'm coming. I'm on monkey soon. I'm on
Diva.
You know, like he also like this. There was one call, for example, you know, like this like Lucio feeding, which obviously like you know it's also like information call, sure. Or like is it like is this a question? Is it an information call? Like I don't know. I feel like if you say like Lucio feeding, you kind of expect something that the team is kind of going to you, right? Or like that we all kind of turn around and go to Lucio.
Yeah, the Lucio was standing like in the middle of our team. It
Yeah.
was
I
kind of
think-
interesting.
Yeah, and I think, like then if you expect kind of if you expect a reaction, then sure, you know, like I'll say like Lucio. Obviously, say maybe also where he is, like Lucio in our team, Lucio in our team, and make it like that we have a clear action call that we all know. Okay, like Lucio feeding kind of or something like this means hey we want to turn around. For example, in our team, because we also had this problem, we actually kind of established kind of a specific call for this. Like we always say like toast, like for this case would be like Lucio toast, and toast just means that he is in our backline. He has no movement abilities ready right now, or no cooldowns, and we want that we turn around and kill him. Everybody who can right now to turn around needs to turn around and kill him and attack him. You know that we have a special call for this. So again, like you know, like to make it like a good communication, we just need to make sure like okay, feeding Lucio, like feeding, does it mean that we want to turn around and kill him, or is this literally just you saying, hey, the Lucio is kind of just, you know, like he's not like it's like an info call, like Lucio is like, I don't know, he's just not important right now. You know, would be like, okay, Reaper's feeding, okay, like we can completely ignore the Reaper, we can just do something else. Like what of those two things is what you mean when you say like Lucio
I
feeding?
think if I say like specifically for Lucio, I think that's just like a free kill. So I think we just turn around and kill him.
Okay. Sure. Then I mean, from now on, guys, if you know, we say like if there's call like Lucio feeding, or like I don't know, monkey feeding or Winston feeding or like Reinhardt feeding or like Reaper feeding, we always kind of just turn around and go on this target. Okay.
Okay.
And obviously, again, everybody can make this call, not just him. Obviously. Okay, great.
Lucio feeding. Lucio feeding.
Lucio.
Yeah,
Yeah, more on a fade. Somber.
Coming. I'm on monkey soon. I'm on monkey.
Diva
hack.
Monkey half.
Monkey.
Okay.
Lucio. Baby one.
Monkey one.
now.
Yeah,
Somber.
great.
If we can just main.
Yeah.
Take a fight in hookah here.
Let's do
Moira's
another
like
MP.
searching.
Yeah, Moira's main.
Yeah,
they're coming
Moira's
hookah.
like hard inting from
I pretty much
Alright.
have. I pretty much
Yeah,
have
let's. Can we aggress here? Are we ready? 3,
Yeah,
2, 1, go. They're all in. Wait, monkey. Dead. Lucio on the right. Lucio one.
Reaper
Oh,
one.
I had to TPI.
Reaper no range.
I got hacked out of coal.
Can we go?
Diva's
can
high
we go
ground. Yeah, Diva
I
high
had
ground.
to TPI.
Diva's in the stairs. One
Reaper
more.
one.
We're hacked main.
point,
We're
other
hacked
point.
Nuka.
I'm coming.
Nice.
The Reapers are with her.
Reaper one.
Reaper and Moira.
And Moira's one.
Yeah. Anything you say here that you did really well, or maybe not so good? Like from this fight, I mean, from the whole fight.
I think we did it well.
Yeah, we called the engage.
We called the engage. We called that we were going to go in with Cole. We went in with Cole. We called the target.
Yeah.
Exactly, like same thing. Like obviously, like I mean, yeah, like I guess it's like it has obviously a correspondence between like if we lose, we most likely make mistakes, and also like maybe it comes to communication. If we win, we do it well. But yeah, I want to like really pick out like again like what we do well here. Obviously, the engagement was as it's called, but also afterwards, like I feel like we weren't like always on the same page when it comes to this move that we're doing, and obviously we mostly called targets in this case. Sometimes even also saying like, hey, we go slow, we go aggressive or something. I think we did this really well, so just listen to it again with this.
Can we aggress here? Are we ready? 3,
Yeah,
2, 1, go. They're all in. Wait, monkey. Dead. Lucio on the right. Lucio one.
Lucio in the run, Lucio on the right. Like obviously we keep going with Lucio.
Reaper one.
I had to TPI.
Reaper no range.
I got hacked out of coal.
Can we go?
Yeah, but some info calls there, you know, like with the Wraith, also with the I got tagged out of Cole. Again, like this would be something like, do we expect now to peel? Like, is this a kind of a I need help, Diva, please come to me call? I don't know. Like, obviously, I know it was the ringer, but these things, you know, like just make sure that because this is how so easy. Like, if you have misunderstandings there in this kind of calls, that is kind of one of the main reasons why people get frustrated because then they feel like people are not listening to them, you know. But if you maybe our Diva just thinks, okay, you get tagged out of a call, okay, I'm not coming yet, you know. It's not a I need help call yet. Or like for the Lucio, you know, it's like I'm aware of you, okay, like this is happening, I'm aware, but it's not like, hey, I'm going to you. So if you have like ever a misunderstanding, if you ever get kind of tilted, like, oh, I called it, you know, but nobody listens to me, then make sure that everybody understands like that this is kind of that you expected in certain action. But yeah, like do we keep going?
High ground. Yeah, Diva high ground.
I had to TPI.
He was in the stairs. One more.
We're hacked main.
point,
We're
other
hacked
point.
Where
I'm coming.
Nice.
The Reapers are with
And obviously, I know I also noticed like not everybody was focused on the Diva and stuff like this, but we have the clear target focus. Everybody was kind of focused on it, and obviously I cannot see what the others did, but at least I expected, for example, our Sombra or like I don't know our Mirror, that they know okay the whole time what was going on, that the Diva was the target, the focus. You couldn't detect the Diva, so you were just kind of mostly staying alive or like helping to kill this Diva. So I would not maybe go for the 1-on-1 with a I don't know with a I don't know. I would just kind of do everything to help killing the diva right now. So if I can distract the healers in this moment, great. If I can, like, I don't know, hack the enemy, the monkey so he cannot peel, great. You know, but obviously your goal, if you think you can wanna this Moira and killer, sure, to go for it. You don't. I don't think you have to target. You have to call it. If this is the goal. But yeah, like this should be kind of in the head, you know, like if we have this target focus on diva, we all try to follow the diva. If we can't, we just try somehow to help our team to kill it. Make sense?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Oh god, I just looked at the time. so far already. Do you have a scrum right now?
No, still another hour
Nah.
or
Okay.
2 hours.
Maybe we can like I will just kind of jump into like a random fight. That's maybe like one more example, and we can like cut it here. Okay, I have no idea what's going here. Let's just listen to this.
Ping.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
He's good.
Just play for a copy. We double monkey here.
It's our man.
They have
My
Bob.
copies
by the
are.
way.
Or
Nah,
is
nah,
our-
nah,
yeah,
monkey's
or-
up.
Grav.
Yeah, monkey's left here. Are they copy monkey?
I'm copying Zara. Can you
Yeah,
get
I'm pressuring monkey. I can go on 3. Monkey left side. Monkey 1. Monkey 1.
I got both supports. I got both
Nice,
I can
supports.
bubble you.
I'm going on
if you
Zarya,
want
mate.
to.
Zarya main.
I'm on Zarya, I'm on
We win
Zarya.
this. No ults. Just go for it. There's still a problem behind us.
double monkey.
Obviously difficult to know because there was obviously a significant amount of planning involved. Was this the plan that we kind of split our team actively? That, you know, kind of our Echo and I think Tracer there went on the backline and our monkey was peeling. So if this was the plan, then perfect. Did I cut out here or could you hear? Can you hear me?
No,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
hear you.
Okay, and I was also not cutting out.
No,
Okay.
we heard
No,
everything.
you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, you know, I don't know if this was, but I think yeah, so like the question is like, was it like good mid-fight calling? Like, I guess if you have to go, like, basically I also don't want to ask because of the time. You just have to ask yourself, like, obviously, like if it was not planned that the monkey kind of goes P and actually it was not really specifically called for, then I mean, of course, yeah, maybe we should have more focused on like actually making some calls, like, hey, let's go actually on here, or like let's go aggressive or something like this, or like, you know, focus like Ana, or like brick, thing like this. Like basically the question is like, were we on the same page? Then perfect. I mean, I guess mid-fight calling, like, check, you know, done. Yeah, this is kind of basically the kind of sum it up a little bit at the end. If you feel like this is a problem, being on the same page in the mid-fight, for now, from the like little pieces that I watched right now, obviously it just was not much. Sorry for this. I feel like you doing this well so far, like what I can see. If you feel like, again, like if you feel like you have a problem, then hopefully this could help you a little bit to narrow it down. Like, is it really the target? Like, do we have to, like, do we know that we want to push but we never know who? Then obviously, yeah, sure, then of course it's a target focus problem. And okay, like, who wants to make the target focus? Is it primary, or do we just do it, everybody does it? Or like, how do we want to solve this? Sure, let's go for it, you know. Are we on the same page here? I guess, you know, then sure, there's like, or like, are we not on the same page? Okay, then maybe we need to like call more things like pushing or going back, or like, yeah, rotations or grouping, stuff like this. Yeah, I hope this makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I feel like I've talked way too much this session. We watched way too less footage. Yeah, I'm sorry for this. I hope you could still like take something away from it.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
I
course.
think it helped.
Yeah, like also like please in the future, if you like, I say, like, I guess you know me, like, you know, I'm like to maybe go for some tangents in there, and sometimes forget that we actually want to get a useful result out of it. Please also interrupt me and just say like, hey, let's go back to watch it, or let's watch more examples. Because I'm not so sure if you can already now like the question you wanted to answer in the session was, is our target, like, do we need to work on our target focusing? You know, is this like good enough? You said you have problems with this. Because we just watched kind of 4 fights, I don't know. I just cannot tell you if it is a problem. We should do right now, actually, maybe for the next 50 minutes or so, is just literally watching it and like, but not overanalyzing every situation, just watching it, saying, hey guys, what do you think? Sure, okay, good. Next fight, okay, good. Okay, next fight, nah, this was shit. We should need to make the way. Okay, next fight, good. So yeah, if you want, sure, I have to go right now, but feel free to just sit a little bit more. Obviously, the replay there in the coaching channel, and just kind of go through some fights, to get your own opinion, or maybe overthink it with your team. Talk about it a little bit. Hey, do we feel like we have a problem? And if yes, we have these problems, then how do we want to focus? How do we want to fix it? And hopefully, this also kind of gives some insights of, in my opinion, what are important calls in the mid-fight. Yeah. Okay, then if you have no more questions, or any last questions? No? Okay, then yeah, either you keep watching, or you say no, we already have our opinion, we don't need. Up to you. I upload the what as always, so your future what was it, main support, flex support, no, flex DPS, or
Flex support.
yeah, the flex support can watch it too. And then we see us in our next session.